Hi, hello students, good morning. Welcome back to Geography online class. So already we have completed Geography lesson 7. So up to lesson 7 I have completed and I have given few questions also. I am thinking so you have learned. So please study well, okay children? Today we can learn about this 8th unit, okay, disaster management, responding to disasters. See, already in the lower class you have learned what do you mean by this disaster. Disaster in Tamil word means alivu, isn't it? Peralivu. So in this lesson we are going to learn about what are the natural disaster means earthquake, tsunami, riot and fire. About these four headings only we are going to learn in this lesson. About earthquake, tsunami, riot and fire. What is the meaning for riot? Riot means what? That is, Tamil we will say kalavaram. Okay, fight or war. So here one of the objectives to know the phase of disaster management and understand how to respond to disasters such as tsunami, earthquake, riot and fire, to describe the measures to manage riot disaster. Here one case study, tsunami. Do you know in our district, Kanyakumari district, when this tsunami has occurred? On 26th December 2004, isn't it? It is approximately at 8 a.m. At that time, what happened means the ground shook in dismay. The Mok, an isolated tribe on the Andaman Island in Indian Ocean, knew that the laboon, the way that eats people, before the tsunami come, this one who live on this Andaman Island, that people they know about this, had started from this ocean land. So if the tsunami comes, what will happen at first? The sea water will go inside. Next only it will come place. At that time itself, the people will be they will be alert and they will go to the higher ground. That means in the somewhat not in the lower ground, they will be reached to the higher ground. The monk also knew that what was next, a towering wall of water washing over the island. Cleansing is it of all that was evil and impure. To heed the laboon's warning sign, elders told their children, run to high ground. If the water recede after an earthquake, run immediately to high ground. So the tiny Andaman and Nicobar Island were directly in the path of the tsunami generated by the magnitude 9.1 of earthquake off the coast of Sumatra. Finally, total put the island death tolls 1,879 alone and another 5,600 people were missing. The islanders who had heard the stories about the laboon or similar mythological figures survived the tsunami essentially unscathed. Most of the casualties that occurred in the southern Nicobar Island were outsider. So one who died, they are the foreigners only. One who was living in that island, they know this. Okay, leaving them with no indigenous tsunami warning system to guide them to higher ground. So many people have escaped from this tsunami also at that time. So in our district on 26th December 2004 at 8 a.m. the tsunami has occurred. Next on introduction. Humans have passed down stories through the ages that helped cultures to cope when disaster inevitably struck. There are a lot of stories they are saying. These stories were fodder for anthropologists and social scientists, but in the past decade, geologists have begun to pay more attention to how indigenous people understood and prepared for disaster. Okay. This story with conjured myth in metaphor could ultimately help scientists prepare for catalysm to come. In this lesson, you will learn about how to respond to certain disaster to become resilient. A disaster is a catastrophe that causes great damage or loss of life and property. Next, disaster response. How we can be escape from this disaster. Okay, what are the ways for this? So, disaster response entail restoring physical facilities, rehabilitations of affected population, restoration of lost livelihood, and reconstruction effort to restore the infrastructure lost or damaged. So, during that earthquake or fire or riot or some tsunami come also, many people will die. At the same time, they will lose many their property also, their infrastructure lost and damaged. Many houses were they left. The response phase focus primarily on emergency relief, saving lives, provide first aid, restoring damaged system, meeting the base life requirement of those impact of disaster, and provide mental health and spiritual support and care. So during that time only, the government will support a lot by giving food, water, and shelter. Next, who are the first responders? Who are the first responders? Here, who will give the first response means mostly police officer, firefighters, and emergency medical technicians only. Or a community's first responder. Who are the first responders? Police officer, firefighters, and emergency medical technicians. These people are the first responders, whether during fire, flood, or act as of terrorism. Mental health professional and the community's hospital may also be activated in those early minutes and hours after disaster. See, disaster management include, there are many phases of disaster management. They are prevention, mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. These are the some phases of disaster management. Disaster management involves all levels of government. See here, disaster management, what do you mean by this mitigation? That is மட்டுப்படுத்துதல். Okay, in Tamil we will say மட்டுப்படுத்துதல். So disaster, you all know what do you mean by disaster? That is the பேரிடர், isn't it? Rescue or relief, what do you mean by that? மீட்பு. Next, rehabilitations, புனர்வாழ்வு. Next one, that reconstruction, that is the மறுசீரமைப்பு, isn't it? Planning means what? திட்டமிடல். Next, prevention, தடுத்தல். Mitigation, மட்டுப்படுத்துதல். Next one, preparedness means what? தயார் நிலை. We want to always be very alert. Okay. So disaster management include prevention, mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. So disaster management involves all levels of government. Non-governmental and community-based organizations play a vital role in the process. So modern disaster management goes beyond post-disaster assistance. It now include pre-disaster planning and preparedness activities, organizational planning, training, information management, public relations, and many other fields. Crisis management is important, but it's only a part of the responsibility of a disaster management. So from this disaster management cycle, what you have understand, these all the people all are very important. First, you want to pre-disaster planning or preparedness activities we need, or some organizational planning also we need, training also we need, and some information management, public relations, many other field, they have this disaster management. Okay, they want to be alert. Next one, so this disaster management cycle, the traditional approach to disaster management has a number of phase sequence of action or a continuum. These can be represented as a disaster management cycle. We mainly focus on the way how the communities would respond to disaster. Suppose if any anything happened in the, recently in Chennai also the flood was occurred, isn't it? So people should be alert, and the government also want to be ready to help the people by giving food or some shelter or some cloth, etc. Okay. Next one is the earthquake. What do you know about this earthquake? It is the sudden vibration of the part of the earth. How this earthquake occurs means because of due to the movement of the plate. Okay, tectonic plate will be there on the earth. Due to that movement of this plate only, what happened? Earthquake will occur. And earthquake is a sudden vibration of the part of the earth caused by plate movements. It occurs along the plate boundaries. Okay. The place inside the earth where an earthquake originate is focus. So inside the earth where this originate is called as focus. The point on the earth's surface above the focus is called epicenter. Listen student, this is very important, something one word they may ask. An earthquake means what? It is a sudden vibration of the part of the earth. How this vibration occurs? Due to the cause of the plate movement. Okay, it occurs along the plate boundaries only. Mostly it occurs along the plate boundaries. So the place inside the earth where an earthquake originates is focus. The point on the earth's surface above the focus is called an epicenter. The damage caused by the earthquake is the highest near the epicenter. Mostly near the epicenter only it will be caused more. The earthquake is measured by an instrument called a seismograph. It is recorded in Richter scale. Now see how the communities can better respond to earthquake. Mostly this earthquake in which country will often it will occur means in Japan. So in that country what they will do means they won't build this multi-storied house or buildings. The houses or the buildings will be a single only. It will be formed by the sheet only, not a concrete or anything. Okay. Japan is in a very active seismic area and it has the densest seismic network in the world. Which country actually has the most number of earthquakes? That is Indonesia is in a very active seismic zone also, but because it is larger than Japan, it has more earthquake. Compared to Japan, which country has more earthquake? Indonesia. Which country has the most earthquake per unit area? This would probably be Tonga, Fiji or Indonesia, since they are all in extremely active seismic areas along subduction zone. Okay. What to do during an earthquake? This is an important question. Suppose if earthquake comes, what we want to be done? Be aware that some earthquake are actually foreshadowed and a large earthquake might occur later. Minimize your movement to a few steps that reach a safe place nearby and stay indoor until the shaking has stopped and you are sure exists its shape. If indoor, suppose if you are inside your house, what will do? Drop to the ground, take cover by getting under a study table or other piece of furniture and hold on until the shaking stops. If there is no table or desk near you, cover your face and head with your arms and crouch in an inside corner of the building. Okay, there is one detailed question also. Explain about the indoor earthquake. Explain the detailed question. Roman number 3 paragraph. Second question. What do you do if you are indoor during an earthquake? What do you do if you are indoors during an earthquake? That is this 4 points. First point, drop to the ground. Take cover by getting under a study table, strong table or other piece of furniture and hold on until the shaking stops. If there is no table or desk near you, cover your face and head with your arms and crouch in an inside corner of the building. Okay. Second point, protect yourself by staying under the lintel of an inner door in the corner of your room, under a table or even under a bed. Stay away from glass windows, outside doors and walls and anything that could fall. Fourth point, stay inside until the shaking stops and go outside. Okay, this is very important question. So next one, if you are in the outdoor, what you want to do? Suppose if you are going anywhere, any picnic or anywhere, moving outside, what you want to do? Here, move away from buildings, street light and utility wires. Okay, we should not stand near the tall buildings or trees or street light and utility wires. Under the line or under the post also we should not stand. If you are in open space, stay there until the shaking stops. The greatest danger exists directly outside building and exists alongside exterior walls. Most earthquake related casualties result due to collapsing walls, flying glass and falling objects. Mostly the walls will fall down. At the same time, trees will fall down. That under that and all, you should not stand. Next, if you are in a moving vehicle, at that time earthquake comes, what you want to do? Stop as quickly as safety permit. Avoid stopping near or under building, tree, overpasses and utility wires. Proceed cautiously once the earthquake has stopped. Avoid roads, bridges or ramps that might have been damaged by the earthquake. Okay, so if you are in the moving vehicle, what you want to do? If earthquake comes, means we want to stop as quickly as safety permit. Avoid stopping near or under building, trees, overpasses and utility wires. Proceed cautiously once the earthquake has stopped. Avoid roads, bridges or ramps that might have been damaged by the earthquake. Next, there is one activity also, mock drill earthquake. It is important that we know that to do if an earthquake occurs. In case we are inside the class, when it occurs, instruct loudly. Earthquake position, drop, cover and hold on. Drop down on your knee. Cover your head, neck and face. Go under a table to protect your head and neck. So up to this today I will teach. Next tomorrow, next class I will start. Okay. Yes, now all take page number 235. Page number 235. Roman number 2. Today I will give 3 small question and 1 paragraph question. That's your study portion. Okay. So please daily portions, daily you study. Okay. So first one, Roman number 2, first question, who are the communities first responders to disaster? That is page number 231. Page number 231. Under the heading, who are the first responders? Local communities are expected to provide immediate disaster response. On a daily basis, police officers, firefighters and emergency medical technicians are a community's first responders. That's all. Second question, what are the 4 phases of the disaster management cycle? That also page number 231. Under the heading, who are the first responders? Second para. Disaster management include what are the 4 phases of the disaster management cycle? So from the question you want to write first. The 4 phases of the disaster management cycle are mitigation, preparedness, response and recovery. Mitigation, preparedness, response and recovery. Okay. Third question, Though Japan has the densest seismic network, Indonesia has the most number of earthquakes. Why? That also page number 231. There is one box, do you know? You find out there. Uh, from the first point, Japan is in a very active seismic area and it has the densest seismic network in the world. Then second point, third line, Indonesia is in a very active seismic zone also, but because it is larger than Japan, it has more earthquake. Next third point, third line, third point, third line. Third point, third line. It is extremely. You find out that in extremely, isn't it? Cut that in and you want to write it is is extremely active seismic areas along subduction zones. That's all. That is the third question answer. Next, Roman number 3, answer in paragraph. Second question, what do you do if you are indoors during the earthquake? What do you do if you are indoors during an earthquake? Page number 231. Page number 231. Under the heading, if indoors, there are 4 points are there, isn't it? There are 4 points you want to learn. That is, first point, drop to the ground. Take cover by getting under a study table or other piece of furniture and hold on until the shaking stops. If there is no table or desk near you, cover your face and head with your arms and crouch in an inside corner of the building. Second question, second point, protect yourself by staying under the lintel of an inner door in the corner of a room, under a table or even under a bed. Third point, stay away from glass windows, outside doors and walls and anything that could fall. Fourth point, stay inside until the shaking stops and go outside. So already today I have given for you 3 small question and 1 paragraph question. That is your homework. So please students study and write and see in your long note and get in front of your parents. Okay. Thank you students.